Hey guys, this is Ash Roy and
Taki Moore. Hey,
we're having a chat about how to use case studies to market your business. So Taki and I have been working on creating a really good case study lead magnet, and we followed a certain framework. And Taki is the man when it comes to frameworks. So Taki, do you want to tell us what your framework is for creating good quality case studies?
Yeah, totally. So we just hung out down at my local cafe, and you've just had a great win with a client, and we want to turn that win into something marketing wise.
Yep.
So we're just here at the beach right now because we thought, why not?
Yeah, look, that's the beach back there. That's Newport Beach.
Yep.
Pretty beautiful.
Yeah, a bit like us.
Yeah, a bit like us. Yeah.
So hopefully you can hear us clearly. Ash has got his microphone down here on his nipple, so I'm gonna.
He's gonna talk into my nipple.
Yeah, exactly. That's not creepy at all. That's
not creepy at all.
No, we're consenting adults and it's fine.
Yeah.
So firstly, why don't we just do a quick why case studies?
Yeah. So why should you do case studies for your business?
I love case study marketing because I feel like the marketplace is really noisy. There's lots of other people promoting their stuff.
Yep.
The marketplace is noisy. Prospects are skeptical.
Yep.
And you're a bit invisible. And so what most people try to do is kind of shout louder, promise louder.
Yeah.
Instead of kind of, is your arm okay?
Yeah, my arm's fine. Yeah. Go on.
If your arm gets tired, we can swap. We'll just tag team. If I say it as a marketer, it's completely normal for a skeptical marketplace to go, well, he's just a marketer. Of course, he's full of crap. It's a lie.
Yeah.
But if we can, instead of like shining the spotlight on, me and how great I am, or you and how great you are, if we can shine the spotlight on your clients
and point to some real results.
Yeah, and if we make them the hero, then it's believable. When we talk about the problem the client had, the audience relates. When we talk about the fix that you did with the client, the audience sees what's possible. And when you talk about the result at the end, they go, wow, if that's what they did for them, they could probably do it for me. But the secret is that we're going to shine the marketing spotlight on the client and make them the king. Which makes you look like the kingmaker.
Right.
Ooh.
And the kingmaker always gets the kudos.
Right. But you don't need to talk yourself.
As does the king.
Yeah, exactly. When you make them look like the hero, you become the hero maker without really trying. And that's that's what the magic, I think, of case study marketing.
Hello, Susan. Hello, Madhavan.
Hey, guys.
We've got a couple of people join. Yep.
Totally have.
Okay, so let's talk about the framework.
Yeah, cool. So big picture, we're going to do three things. We're going to talk about the frustration that the person had.
Yep.
We're going to talk about the fix that you applied, what you did together.
Yep.
And then the future for the listener or the reader and what they should do with it.
So the problem they started with,
yep.
What you did to fix the problem, and the results of that.
Exactly right. So the frustration piece, if you imagine, three lines, the frustration, the fix, and the future. The frustration piece up top is like, who's the person? What was their problem?
Yep.
What was the impact of the problem?
Yep.
So we just talked about your client.
Yep.
A little bit about her background, what the challenges were and the goals that she had when she came to you, and why they were important.
Yep.
Yeah.
And she had some fantastic results. She had 26 leads in 4 weeks, and she was invited to speak at one of the major banks, at Macquarie Bank here in Australia, and she actually has me speaking at that event. So
exactly right.
It's a win for both of us.
Totally. So the frustration piece is, who's the person, what was their problem, what was the impact?
Right.
And then we go, okay, so that's the bad news. Always start a case study with the human interest is not how great Ash is, although he's great.
And as is Taki.
Right. Thanks, dude. But always start with them and their problem, because that's the part of the case study which has people lean in.
Yep.
And then we do, so what was the fix? And so we talked about the fix is, what's the framework that you taught her?
Yep.
In this case, it was your 5-part podcast authority
framework. Yep.
Which was, if I can remember, deep understanding of the avatar, identify the core problem, build an episode style and framework and timing that meets that problem.
Yep.
Record first 3 episodes, get into new and noteworthy, and then, record first 3 episodes professionally, and then launch.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Launch into new and noteworthy, and try and magnify that launch through good quality list building, and like pre-launch, and then some amount of Facebook advertising to give it a bit of a push.
Talk to right. Hey Nick, great to have you here, dude.
Hey Nick, how are you, man?
How's your arm?
My arm's actually, you might want to take over, dude.
That always happens to me too. Okay, so on the podcast, what is it? Selfie stick holder man for now.
Yeah.
So
can you guys hear Taki okay? Even though he's not talking into my
nipples?
Yeah.
I think we're probably doing okay.
Yeah, I think we're doing okay. Yeah.
Thanks, Nick.
Great stuff, guys. Thanks, Nick.
Okay,
right,
so
how about we hold it over here?
Cool, man.
That's probably better.
So second up, the fixed piece is what's the framework? Then secondly, thanks Nick, sounds fine.
Thanks, Nick.
Then what are the specific actions that we took? And so we kind of mapped that out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, what were the actual steps? Gotta love the nipple audio. Yeah, man. You can also just tune it in a little bit if you need to like dial it in or up.
Listen to Emmanuel, beautiful couple.
Yeah, that's creepy, Emmanuel, but thank you.
Yeah, that's very creepy. We'll deal with you later.
Yep. So what's the framework you taught? Then what are the specific actions? And thirdly, what are the results? And you took that, 26 really high quality leads. Somebody calling off the bat going, this is amazing, it's exactly what I need, can you quote me for the work? Getting other people onto her show, getting invited as guests to speak at high profile event.
And being seen as a major authority in her field.
Completely. So that's the results. And then you go, so we've got frustration, fix, future is the last 3.
Yep.
So the future is not just about Ash and not the client. The future is what's the future for the person who's reading the case study or listening to it?
Yeah, future pacing they call it.
Yeah. So the future is, firstly, what are the lessons?
Yep.
Learn this and this and this. Podcast. What do we?
Podcasting builds your authority like at the speed of light. Actually, speed of sound, pun intended.
Yeah.
Especially because it's so easy to produce a podcast episode. You literally talk into a mic for 30 minutes or 15 minutes, however long your podcast is, and get somebody to edit it.
Yep.
And Emmanuel says he can't hear me.
Sarah Morgan is talking over. I don't know who Sarah is, but.
Well, Sarah, stop talking.
Sarah.
Yeah, get off the show. Yeah, stop wrecking our show, Sarah. Yeah. Okay, so it builds your authority really quickly.
Yep.
It's very easy to produce, so the barrier to entry in terms of producing content is really low as compared to say video, where like 1 minute video takes you like an hour worth of production time, and you can transcribe a podcast into a blog post, so you can really repurpose it very quickly.
Yeah.
And you can also use podcasts on other mediums with a little bit of image. You can get your VA to add images on it.
Now it's videos without really trying.
Yeah, and you can repurpose videos like this one onto a podcast, which I might actually put onto our Productive Insights podcast.
There you go. So, what are the lessons? And then what are the first 3 actions? So I call these prescriptions. What are the first 3 steps that somebody could do if they didn't want to do it with you? And so, step 1, step 2, step 3. And the last piece of a good podcast is a call to action. Like every good marketing should have a next step, an invitation.
Yep.
And so in this case, it was, so if you want to launch, if you don't want to do it yourself, if you want some help with your podcast, then go to callashroy.com.
That's it.
And book in a 15-minute podcast authority strategy session.
Yep.
Where you'll work out if podcasts are a good match for you and your audience. Number 2, work out how podcasts can fit into your marketing funnel.
Yep.
Identify a little bit about what the audience needs and get the kind of the big picture mud map of a great episode.
Yep. And if you want to learn about frameworks, go to coachmarketingmachine.com.
Yeah, and hang out with Taki. Cool. So that's the framework. So it's frustration, fix, future. Frustration again is who's the person, what was their problem, what was the impact. The fix piece in the middle is what was the framework, what were the actions they took, what were the results, and then the future is what'd you learn, what are the first reactions, and then what's the invitation to do some more work with you.
Cool.
If you do that, then what you find is you've got really high value content that helps.
You might have to take over.
You having a cramp?
Yeah. All right, keep going.
Yeah, it's fine. So there we go. If I go on an angle, look at that. Bam.
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
We're talking about the fix and the framework.
Yeah. So the idea of case study marketing is that instead of making you the hero, you make the client the hero, which makes you the superhero by default. They're the king.
Maker.
Yeah, exactly. They're the king. You're the kingmaker. I think if you use this kind of framework, it's really engaging content. It's not seen as salesy. It's seen as content,
and it's factual. It's based
totally
on
factual.
Numbers and actual facts.
Totally. And at the end, there's a really nice natural segue into if you want these kind of results, come and talk to me.
Yep.
So this is Taki and Ash on how to market with case studies.
Signing off. Enjoy. We're going to hang around at Newport Beach. Look at this beautiful beach, and maybe you guys should come and join us here sometime. Look at that. Have a great day, people, and I'll probably put this on YouTube if you think it's worthwhile.
Yeah, and even if you don't feel like it's worthwhile,
I'll still put it on YouTube.
Exactly. See you guys.
See you guys.